Oh, ladies and gentlemen, come gather round, come gather round, come gather around. Oxygen sensors, a maintenance item that isn't ever really maintenanced. But I maintenanced it on that, and I'm going to maintenance on this because it's a good thing to do. Let's go!
First, let me give you a little tip onto why I'm doing this. First off, we got this thing going on the road, and it's not getting as good a fuel economy as I think it could. Might be I just didn't fill the tank up all the way, but whatever. I have this scan tool. I did a review of this a while ago. This one's kind of been one of my go-to scanners for a lot of stuff. Green light says we're good for emission control readiness. And I'm going to go through and show you some of the data. This computer has like two different places you can go into for engine stuff. But I'm going into the spot that has what I want to show you, which is fuel trim. Once it wakes up and gets there. And there, in most vehicles, you've got a short-term fuel trim and a long-term fuel trim. Short-term fuel trim is the ADHD of tuning, and it's tuning right frickin' now. What do I need? Right frickin' now. And you can see on here, the short-term fuel trim is pretty low because it's not running. The long-term, however, is 8.6. It was, sometimes it's been as high as 10. So a long-term fuel trim like that tells me it's adding 8.6% fuel on average all the time.
You want to buy one of these. It's an oxygen sensor polar alternator, and the wire can come through here. I've tried making my own, but they tend to flex too much if it's a regular socket. Haven't tried with a deep socket. So this just fits over top. The wire comes out there. Then you should be able to just get this off. This car, oh man, there we go, that was tight. There's my oxygen sensor. I don't know, they're not exactly serviceable. Not really much anything you can do with it. Some people try cleaning them. I'll just get a new one. I've changed a lot of these over the years. I tend to like Bosch. It doesn't really matter. I think NTK is another one that's pretty good, but I've had good luck with Bosch, except the one time I hooked one up backwards, but that was a wiring problem. So it comes with a little cover that protects it. Nice, protected end. It's got a little bit of anti-seize on there and a washer. We're just going to put that in and snug her up. Whew, this thing is still warm. And we'll get that guy on there. Go, probably okay. Plug that in. Plug. That's supposed to be clipped onto that, which I'm going to bend up because it doesn't really fit all that well. And there we are. That's pretty much it, man. There's no real magic here. And we'll check back in a couple days and see if my fuel trim changes at all. But that's it. I do these every 10 years. Just to make sure I've got a good accurate, because all of the tuning that the car has is based on that oxygen sensor. And if that's not reading accurately, the computer doesn't know that it's getting the wrong figures. As oxygen sensors fail, they tend to read leaner and leaner and leaner. So the computer has to keep adding fuel to make it to a happy point. But it's based all of its tuning on what the oxygen sensor says. If it says lean when it's not lean, it's going to be adding fuel, which will make it richer than it really needs to be. But the computer won't know because its frame of reference is the O2 sensor. So this thing's going like 8 to 10% more fuel all the time, and we've got lower fuel economy than I'm expecting it to have. Plus, the fuel trim on this is higher than mine, so I'm putting a fresh oxygen sensor in, and we'll see if this guy comes back up and then we don't need to add as much extra fuel because it's already reading correctly. I'm expecting the fuel trims to come back down. So O2 sensor in, hoping for a difference. I'll get back to you and we'll see if the fuel trims change.
So I hooked up the scan tool and checked, and with it running, it's already pulling 8 to 10% of the fuel back out. So that's cool, that's exciting. However, I'd neglected to check this after a short bit, and it's now a month later. I changed the sensor in November. It's now December, the weekend before Christmas. And it's been colder outside, so it's burning more fuel. So did this make a difference? I don't know. I guess I feel better knowing I've got a fresh sensor in there. Carry on.
But there it is, man. O2 sensors, always good, fun, simple maintenance thing because your whole car, fuel economy, and everything depends on this. Might as well have a fresh one, all right? As always, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again.